A shout out to our podcast sponsor, sportsponsorship.co.uk. If you or your business are interested in making a real difference to the Scottish game, supporting hundreds of kids into regular football, get in touch with sportsponsorship.co.uk and they'll find the right fit for your brand. Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome to Tinpot, a Scottish football podcast with a nonsensical and alternative view, as we always say. My name's Tom, your host with the least for the next wee while, joined by two buds that have been missing for a little while. We've not done a podcast as a three for a long, long time. We've got Andrew Guild.
Hello.
And Matthew Strugnell.
Hello.
This is episode 42, would you add, Maniva? I think it's about 61 episodes in total we've done, including our mini-series of Tinpot on Tour, so we're really hiking up the numbers. Coming up in this week's episode, we have a look at the weekend's football. The title race has shifted quite a bit. Celtic beat Motherwell. Hibs aren't in the title race. What the fuck am I mentioning them for? Hearts are struggling now after a defeat away at Rugby Park, and Rangers got a deserved win at the Smisa against St Mirren, so that's changed things at the top of the leaderboard, so we'll discuss that. We have a brief mention of the relegation chat. Stephen Robinson is going to be our main talking point, I think, for tonight. His shift to Aberdeen. Could it see St Mirren going down? Are they going to struggle for form? Will it mean that Aberdeen survive? Who knows? It wasn't the best of starts for him up at Pittodrie, but yeah, we'll be covering all things Stephen Robinson. And the Scotland squad was announced today for the upcoming friendlies at the end of March, so we're going to discuss that in a bit more detail. Not mentioning too much the McTominays and McGinns, the people who you'd expect to be there, but potentially people who have missed out, who you might want to have seen a bit of in these friendly games before the World Cup in the summer. And we'll end with a quiz, as we always do. So that's what's coming up in episode 42. But as I said at the top of the show there, missed you guys. What's been happening, Matt? Any protein-based chat or otherwise?
I think that joke's run its course. I think you can't really revisit that
3 months
after
of it.
a few weeks off. To be fair, I've had the in-laws living in the house from old Polski, so I've not been cooking my own meals, so just been like eating lots of food, but cooked in a lot of oil and lard. So
Nice.
swapping one diet for another. So but yeah, it's been good. I just
What kind of things are getting cooked in the old Strugnell household?
Well, their speciality is like chicken soup, so you'll get a massive chicken.
In lard?
No, that's not in lard. Not if it's in lard, son. So you'll get a big chicken, you'll make a big soup, and then what you'll do is you'll get the chicken breast, you'll cut that up, you'll like put it in like a batter, and then just fry the shit out of it, like just fry the fuck out of this, man. And
Wait, so make a chicken soup with a whole chicken in it, then take the chicken out, dismantle the chicken, and then fry it?
Yeah, but you use like the bones and shit to make like, the broth like super good, you know?
Alright, nice.
But then you get like the brown meat, you get the brown meat with the soup, you know, like the bit that's like on the bones. Then the big breast, you cut that off, break into like little, bit, like make like a batter with some flour and shit, and then fry the fuck out of that. And I'm talking about like, man, this is like oil you've seen like in your nightmares, mate. Like it's spurting everywhere. It's like on the walls. It's like everywhere. It's bloody everywhere. And then the food's like so good. It's like you can't eat like that. Like, it's just, I say when you go out for dinner and it's just amazing because they've like cooked it in butter and oil and deep fried it and shit like that. That's why it's so good.
Nice.
And then you realise that like that's why you're like slowly dying because although they're living quite a long time, so I don't know, mate. Tell me something.
That's it. Cholesterol. Scottish
that's their
people
favourite. And they make like burgers where he like makes this little burger and like cooks it, and then he brings his own little jar of like lard with like bacon bits in it that he makes at home.
Nice.
Good things in that.
Smuggled that over the border.
Mate, I've told you this before, but they get like 20 kilograms of luggage of stuff for them, and basically 18 kilograms is just like food and like stuff they brought for us as presents. And then there's like a couple of pairs of pants.
Amazing.
So
That's all you need.
I've just been eating myself like fucking silly. Like they're
Sounds great.
class. You'll say to them like, oh, when you bring like this granola that you get in Poland, and they'll bring like 10 packets of it. So I've got like a cupboard that's just like full of granola at the moment. So
I heard Polish people love pickles. Can you confirm or deny?
Correct. They make their own pickles. So they brought 4 big bottles of pickles that they pick themselves, and then they pickle, I guess,
My goodness.
in the little fucking brine. I don't know, for ages and ages. So they'll pickle those pickles. They make their own mushrooms. Like they pick mushrooms and dry them to make like dried mushrooms. You know, like porcini mushrooms. They'll do that.
Oh,
They make
man.
like their own jams and sauces and shit like that, and make their own like pierogies from scratch. Yeah, it's brilliant.
It's almost as if these people haven't bloody heard of Tesco.
I love Poland. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, and I said it before whenever you go in the summer, that like his dad's got like a little patch of vegetables that he grows, and he's always showing me his giant tomatoes, so pretty big.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's got McTominay.
Brings you
Tell
around
us
the
about the
shed.
food.
McTominay was telling you about the tomatoes from Italy tasting like tomatoes, but it's true what he says. Tomatoes that are
In
foreign,
Italy.
or in
Oh, right,
Poland,
in foreign.
anywhere other than the poisonous tomatoes we have here. Just tomatoes in general, not in the UK, are like really juicy and delicious, whereas our
Why
ones
do you
are
think
just-
that is? Do you think it's because we've got to import them or whatever, and then
Exactly.
they've just lost their
You've
juice?
got to grow them in the right climate.
Yeah,
Big
yeah.
juicy tomatoes. There's actually a photo of me. I need to show you it one day. Like about 10 years ago, I was really fat, like really hairy, and I'm in Poland. I'm holding this massive tomato about this size, and I look fucking ridiculous. This big fat guy holding a big tomato. So, yeah,
Worst thing we've ever held a tomato.
I know.
Because you were crap. Never mind.
Good one. And other than that, I mean, I was at McDonald's the other day.
Okay.
Got myself a Big Mac chicken McBig Mac.
was
good, mate. I
like
liked it. It
that.
was really
I
good.
like that. I like that
They're
a
quite
lot.
quite dry, no?
And I got a
You need to,
chicken
like,
tikka
double up the
wrap.
sauce.
No, they're not dry. Well, yeah. I mean, every time there's
No, it
a
was really
lot
good.
of sauce in it, and then the big problem with it is when you grip it and bite it, it's like a slip and slide.
Slides out.
Yeah, yeah.
This
so
is a really
you
nice
really
one.
gotta, like, get it around there.
Before I forget, since we're on the topic of McDonald's, I was there at the weekend, and I feel like I found it. This is probably a hack to you guys. You know about it already, but I was amazed. So if you get like the main burger that's on offer, or even a Big Mac as a large meal, it can come to close to a tenner. But at the weekend, I discovered that you can get a double cheeseburger, a chicken mayo, 4 nuggets, large fries, and a large drink for under a tenner. And I was gobsmacked. I thought it was a bit of a menu hack. I was
That's really
impressed with
good.
myself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
It's good.
didn't know that.
You bloody mug. Do you even look on the menu, man? Or you just go for the biggest burger and be like, oh, it's £10 now. You know?
I just go for the good shit. I'm just like, I'm having that.
You can get the £5
Yeah.
meal deal. You get a cheeseburger and chips and nuggets and a drink for like a £5. Plus, then you can get the snack wrap of the day. Plus, like chips. Again, maybe for like 10, maybe under a tenner. You know the wrap of the day used to be £1.99. Now it's £2.49. £2.49.
That's ridiculous, isn't
No,
it?
and I went to McDonald's like a month ago. The Happy Meal was £3.99. Now it's £4.9. Are you telling me the war in Iraq's affecting the fucking Happy Meals? I don't think so. I don't bloody think so. Donald Trump and
Well, it's Iran, you racist. So.
Yeah, why would you just say Iraq?
mate.
You've just gone back 23 years.
Son, I was reading about Zero
Iraq.
Dark 30 the other day. That's why I was thinking about that, man. So I was reading about that. I was thinking about watching that film the other day. I thought that's too close to home, you know. Current situation in the war that we're in at the moment. But yeah, it's just a joke. These companies just jump on these things and put their prices up and like pretend that it's to do with this. McDonald's, you're £1 billion company. You tell me you need to put your price up fucking 10. Like, you know what I mean? A joke. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. How are they just putting prices up? Because everyone else is putting their prices up. We better fucking put our price up. It's a lot of bullshit.
Because people like you
Amen.
still buy it.
Burger King doesn't do a half meal, does it?
Yeah, that's the equivalent, yeah.
Does it?
Yeah, but
He sounded so inquisitive there. He's like, oh, does it?
What's it called? Like,
I can't remember.
No,
but it's
He's
good.
intrigued.
It's pretty good.
well, I'll just kids are just getting meal deals. That's still under £4 at the moment. Touch wood. It's £3.85 at Tesco. So, oh, can we get McDonald's, Daddy? No, a bit of prawn meal sandwich, 2 boiled eggs, and a Red Bull. That's the classic. That's the Struggers
Yeah.
meal deal, full of
You don't,
protein.
you,
Yeah,
don't
what-
get, you don't get fruit shoots in that meal deal as well,
I'll
so
have to drink a smoothie.
you're going to have to go for
If you're
Red
getting a
Bull.
meal deal for yourself, if you're at Tesco, what's your go-to?
Well, Tam, I'll shock you, mate. I had a meal deal on Friday. You want to guess what I had?
Uh-huh.
A man of protein like myself.
what you've just said, probably prawn sandwich and a couple of eggs and a Red Bull.
Incorrect.
Giving it away.
I had the chicken triple,
Oh yeah.
a
Nice.
Graham's yogurt pouch,
Mm.
and I'd already had a Monster that day, so I got a Coke Zero. Had a Monster for breakfast.
You peaked with the sandwich, I think.
Yeah,
Chicken triple.
that's what you had. But I'm asking, like, what's your, if you're only having one meal deal for the rest of your life, what's your staple, your go-to?
I do like a triple because you get a value for money because you get an extra sandwich in there.
Big time.
The breakfast triple from Tesco's is really good.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the classic triple. I don't know if they do that in Tesco though. But you get them
Pick
like
a fucking sandwich, mate.
the classic triple from Aldi. You get prawn
I
meal,
like
chicken,
cheese, and I like
Jesus
prawns.
Christ, you listen to every sandwich that's available. Just pick a
Also
sandwich.
tuna.
Stop. Can I stop you there? In Aldi and Lidl and other places, there's a sandwich box called the Classic Selection where you get prawn meal, BLT, and chicken salad. That's in one
Yeah.
box. That counts as one sandwich.
Okay.
I'd have that.
Right. What's your snack? What's your drink?
A snack.
You've limited yourself to Aldi snacks and drinks here because you've gone with that sandwich.
The skewers, satay skewers,
Satay skewers, okay.
and the drink, just an iron brew
Okay.
because I just love iron brew.
I thought you'd be extracting more value, but
Oh, but no, the good thing
Fair
about Tesco meal deal is like you get the big tins of Red Bull for like in the meal deal, and they're like £2.60 on their own. You're getting that part of the
Yeah.
85 deal. I mean, they're losing money on that. They're mugs, eh? I'm walking there. Yeah, get that. Fuck you, Tesco. It's a lost
Take care
leader
of
though.
the mug.
Apparently, a lost leader. I heard. I watched the documentary. Meal
yeah,
deal.
yeah, apparently it is, yeah.
Anyway, Andrew,
Andrew?
how are you, mate? Sorry, I've been talking about all the food that I'm eating while you're.
I want to hear his fucking meal deal. We've just had a TED talk from you about it.
He's on crackers.
Meal
and-
deal for me, very simple, is always the chicken Caesar wrap because I think it's the best tasting thing of all time when it comes to meal deal. And then I'd have Walker's cheese and onion baked crisps and a peach iced tea.
Right.
That's me.
Nice, very good. Not extracting value there, but you've gone for flavour over.
Just gone for
Over value.
Flav.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Sam,
That's fair.
plain cheese sandwich. Hold the meal. Is it? Ready salted crisps or water.
Ham, no meal, ready
Yeah,
salted
no
in water. Yeah. Now I'm any triple sandwich, probably maybe the breakfast one, just to throw that in. I do like
Breakfast is
the ready salted jumbo hula hoop things. They're my go-to crisp.
They're nice.
And then any smoothie that's the most expensive one there. Try and get the value.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Naked.
I like a smoothie.
Blueberry one. If I'm
Yeah,
gun to my head.
I like a smoothie, but I do need to drink it when at home. It's not an out and about drink, is it?
Rocket fuel stuff for the vinegar.
Yeah, you don't want to be taking those risks on a long drive.
You're looking very well, though. You've maybe this is a rude comment to make in 2026. The woke brigade will tell me off for telling you look well and that you look slimmer than the last time I saw you. But it seems like you've Mark and Ali are helping you lose some weight. Maybe would that be fair?
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, been in a lot of pain for the last fortnight. Taking painkillers literally every day. Yeah, it's ramped up a few gears, but yeah, can't really eat much. It's just brutal. Like morning, not so bad. Afternoon, nope. So yeah, pretty much have my breakfast and then have something for tea if I'm like really hungry and I'm like I can't take it anymore, and then I do it and then I'm in pain for like 4 hours during the night. So gotta weigh that up. But yeah, under 2 weeks until the grand removal, so can't really complain. But yeah, during that time, I have been creating a little bit of a hit list of stuff I want to have after I've recovered. So I could share a little bit of that with you if you want.
Oh,
but,
please do. I'm assuming a few different variations of beer will be involved in that.
I've got a few different things. I've sort of prioritized them, so I've got them maybe 1 to 5 kind of nailed down, and then after that it gets a little bit jumbled depending on my mood. But chicken jalfrezi is top of my list. Been craving that big time, and all the trimmings, naan bread, rice, all
Papa
that
John's.
shit. You know what I mean?
Bit of mango chutters.
Mango chutney.
Yes,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Spicy onions.
The big ones.
Raita.
So yeah, definitely got that number 1. Number 2, I've got a super cold glass bottle of Coca-Cola. Haven't been able to have any fizzy juice for quite some time.
God.
So got that at number 2. Number 3 is a steak. Nice steak, probably a little bit more raw than I would tend to have. A bit more rare. Because why not? 4th, I've got a Wingstop in there. Just because Struggy's built it up quite a lot, so I was like, really buzzing to get in there. And I'm gonna go for both. I'm gonna go for the boneless and the tradish.
Nice, mate.
Just to put it to bed once and for all. Just to figure out what the deal is.
Looking forward to the pod after that. Those boneless ones, I need you to rip them to pieces. Fine, go and try them, but you're not going to come out there preferring.
I'll go in with an open mind. But yeah, I'm gonna try that. And then 5th, I've got a big old tub of strawberry cheesecake Häagen-Dazs. All 5 options washed down with a crate of Guinness or Hoxton. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
All 5 on the same day.
Fair play.
Why not? I mean, if I can take it, why not? So yeah, that's my top 5 at the moment. But after that, it gets a bit hazy, So
of the top 5, keep repeat, and just
That's it.
But do you know that Hoxton's brewed at the Tenants brewery?
I did not know that.
There you go.
Did not know
Learned
that
on the tour.
They've brought out a stout as well, which I've not been able to try. So, but frustrated about that. But
I'm sure you'll get your gums round it in a couple of weeks.
Absolutely. But yeah, apart from creating my top 5, not much else happening. Went to see Tom Davis last weekend. He was great. Commented on my hair. Said I've got lovely hair. So I'll take that to the grave with me.
And it's sort of empty compliment from a bald man, I have to say. I do compliment people's hair quite a bit. But
did he? So you were in the front row, Andrew, and he picked you out.
Front row, yeah.
Where are you from, sir? What's your job? Did he ask you that?
Yeah. He said, I recognise you from Tinpot, I think. So yeah. I mean, no big deal. I'll give you an autograph after. We'll get a selfie. No big deal.
Mm-hmm. You're like, please, mate, I'm just trying to enjoy a night out with the wife.
Yeah,
like,
exactly,
I get this all. Just leave me alone.
It was like that the whole night. So
yeah.
But no, apart from that, not much else going on. Just dreaming about food and counting down to the big day to get rid of Ali and Mark and their friends.
Not long now.
Whoever
a
else
few
is in
episodes to go, and there'll be.
I know.
We can have a removal party for you.
Yeah, well, I'll have I think one of the recordings will be the night before. So
Jesus.
there you go.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah.
Do you have to do anything the night before? Like,
could do a live going in. You
have to drink some sort of medicine or that before you go, or shave your balls or that. No.
I probably will do just in case. Like just in case they want to, what's going on down there? But I mean, you would, wouldn't you? Like if they're out, you'd be like, "What are we talking here?" But yeah, I don't actually have to do anything. Don't have to go into like 3, and then they're just getting taking care of business at 4 o'clock, and boom, off you go.
31st, it's on.
On the 2nd.
2nd of April.
Yep, 2nd of April.
When's April Fool's Day, by the way? Just
we don't record on the 1st.
When's April Fool's Day? Is it the 1st of April Fool's Day?
I thought it was a Monday. Oh, sorry, my bad. I must have got the days mixed up. Well, yeah, in that case, it won't be the day before. There you go. My bad. In my head, I thought it was.
to correct you on dates, that was pointless, but I got panicked about something else that I had in my own diary. That's fine. We'll celebrate it all the same.
Yeah. So that's
Before we start, can we just take a moment to congratulate the Dundee boys on the good podcast last week? I actually listened to one of the episodes for once. It was very entertaining.
It was really good. Really, really good. I enjoyed it.
Say they removed a lot of the tin pot though. I mean, we're pretty shit, and I thought they were excellent. Two great guests.
Yeah, the Dundee fan comments a lot. He was good, man. He talked quite well. The other boys.
He's got a name.
Does he?
Claims you listen to the episode.
So big time. It's like, the guy.
The guy like Dundee, and the guy like Dundee United. He was a bit. Was it? No.
Ewan and No, you
I'm the
and
Dundee
James.
fan and Robbo the Dundee United fan. Is that right?
Oh, they'll be
Can't quite recall.
angry at you for
But
that. No, it was
They'll
really
equally
good.
be pleased after the draw. They'll both be happy.
No one's happy. Dundee
No
went
one.
in favourites and were abject. They were awful. Their best chance of the game before they scored 2 goals came, like it was the first chance of the game with a deflected cross that
They're
was
a bit
almost
better
like
there.
another OG.
Better.
And then we played them off the park for 90 minutes, and for the 7th time this season, we've chucked points away after the 90th minute. It was both teams
Yeah,
were
that's
terrible
unacceptable.
in different regards. We
Nah,
were
Can I ask, what was the boy
We balled
doing
it.
for the own goal, by the way? Like,
Ross
what was he
Graham.
doing?
That was a hell of a finish.
Why? What's he doing? It wasn't even a hard cross. It was like the shitest cross. He runs heads at the goal. Where's he trying to head it to?
he
Was
shot
it-
himself,
Shit.
inexperienced and
Yeah.
shot himself. He's meant to be our captain, but
It was unbelievable. It was one of the worst own goals I've ever seen. He wasn't even under pressure from anyone. He wasn't under pressure. He just headed his own goal. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
it was
it was
like
a it was a
average
weird
cross.
own goal.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a weird own
yeah.
goal because like no one was near him. The cross was really quite soft, and he just heads it in. Unbelievable.
I'm not defending him, but it's you've just gone and conceded a goal in the 94th minute. A ball's come into your box with basically the last kick of the game. I'm not saying that he could have obviously done a lot better, but it's not as bad
Could
as what
he?
you're making out. I don't think.
Not as bad as
It's
scoring
like
your own goal
he's-
in the last minute of Dundee Derby, heading the ball at your own net, top corner.
It's like he's trying to flick it over the bar. Like
Which
he's
is the wrong thing to do. Yeah.
it's like the hardest thing you could pick out of all the options to do at that
it's
point.
wild.
But yeah, it was
That's
a
what I
bit
mean.
of a
He's
bit of a
he's been
nightmare, that
panicking.
one.
I'm panicking.
I'm panicking. Release me, chop.
So it was a
Goodwin, I thought, in his post match was very. He tried to keep it subtle that he was blaming it on the players, but he was very. It was clear that that's who he was shifting the blame to, which I appreciated. I think that is at that stage you've set the game up properly. You've not dominated possession, but you've dominated the chances for 90 minutes, and it's up to the players in those last minutes to stand strong. And he can't change anything in those last few minutes. It's up to the players.
Yeah.
And it is their fault. It's nothing
I
to do
think
with
it
him.
was a point that I think James brought up, but I think it was pretty a sort of unanimous agreement in the last episode. Goodwin is very much a manager that if he's not got the right players, he can't pull a rabbit out of a hat, kind of thing. You know, he's not capable of sort of taking the team by the scruff of the neck, kind of thing. And yeah, United obviously had a huge turnover, and a lot of their signings definitely at the start of the season looked mad, but then had a not bad start with the European games and all that kind of thing, and everyone started to sort of shut up about the mass sort of foreign signings that were coming in, and lots of unknowns, but it's looking like it's sort of second half of the season biting them in the arse a wee bit. What do you reckon? Do you think they maybe need a little bit more of a Scottish spine in there just to? I don't really know if that's the answer. I'm not saying it is, but
I don't think so, because last year we didn't have any great abundance more of Scottish talent in the squad.
fair enough.
Our best player was an English striker, and same this season. Our best player has been an English midfielder in Stevenson, and there's been signs from Sapsford that he was a good player. So I don't think it's that, and I don't think United have had a terrible season. If we end up finishing 7th or 8th, it's not. You've been Celtic, Rangers, Hearts, Hibs, Motherwell are having the season of their life with the way they're playing.
Yeah.
You don't expect to surpass any of these teams. Falkirk have had the best season of their lives. They're outperforming us. But other than that, we're kind of where we should be. We should be anywhere between 8th and 5th.
Mhm. Where do you think you
so
will
I
actually
don't think
finish?
it's terrible. 7th.
Yeah.
At worst 8th, but I think probably 7th. We've got our last derbies at home. So
See, Sybil's
That's fair
signed
enough.
Falkirk on a pre-contract. Do that.
Has he?
Yeah. Come back to Falkirk. Sybil's.
Okay, I
as
didn't
of
realise
when?
that.
End of season?
I
I've
made
not seen that.
pre-contract done just the other day.
Graham
Where it all
Sybil.
began. That
Fucking hell.
yeah, with his
Graham and Civil.
Yeah, here's also a quick one on the Defiant, which made me laugh. Do you know the team that ended that unbeaten run for the Defiant team in that season?
No.
I'm assuming it was Wraith Rovers.
It was Rafe Rovers, yeah, 2-1 the Rovers. Alan Walker last minute, right over Rab Douglas' fat head. Come on!
Incredible.
Get up, you
Rob will be
defiant
enjoying that.
pricks. That was brilliant.
Defiant.
The t-shirts.
Yes, I was struggling. Me were messaging at the weekend saying we should have a segment one week on all these nonsense slogans that go with people's seasons. We've had defiant, and Hibs had persevered when they won the cup, and Celtic
Yeah,
had like
persevere. Yeah.
this treble. Not like they've had loads over the years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had reclaim the Rovers when we're trying to buy Rovers back from Claude and Elka. And then when we're in League One, we're trying to win the league. It was roaring back, and that fucking flopped. We came second in the last day of the season. Fucking Defiant's the best. Those fucking
Yeah, there's definitely an
Defiant's
episode in
hilarious.
that.
And a big shout out to Jim for his Nadir Chifji fucking shout. Nonsense. What was he blaming it on? He was tired or something, or
He wrote his team after the Falkirk defeat in the cup, and it was late on. He'd just finished work and he'd watched that game, and he was apparently tired. Forgot about Johnny Russell and David Goodwillie and players like that. Terrible shout.
Speaking of Falkirk, I was actually at the Kelpies last week. Very nice. Have you been to Kelpies before?
I have.
I've run round them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the first time I've ever been. Very impressive.
You can do like an obstacle course inside them and climb into the mouth of the horse.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks really cool.
Fair play to the people that made them. Fair play. Done a good job.
Thanks for that, Matt.
Just saying, I've always driven past. I've never been, but now I have. And I would recommend any listener out there, get yourself to the Kelpies. The Helix Park. If you have kids. Good play park.
Did you get ripped off by the coffee and ice cream vans that were there?
Did not purchase no snack. We did not.
Of course you didn't.
No. Kids were crying. I just said, eat your dry cracker and shut up.
Eat your rye Vita from home.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to the Me No Have No Agenda.
Speaking of Kelpies, is it a 2-horse or is it a 3-horse
Oh,
race?
nice.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, there you go.
That's the link.
King of the segues. Yeah, it's the title race chat. It was second. We'll start with the biggest of the three games, I think, on paper. Second against fourth, Parkhead. Celtic against Motherwell. Motherwell had, strangely, more of the ball in this game, which is really tough to do at Parkhead, apart from this season, I think. It's been a bit easier.
Yeah.
But yeah, they did really well up until it was 1-1 until the penalty in the 72nd minute, where, penalty and red card, which I didn't think was allowed to happen in the modern game, but hey-ho. Penalty and red card, they go 2-1 up and then score another one minutes after. So I think 3-1 really, really flattered Celtic in that game. And after Motherwell's defeat up at Dens the week before, I think it kind of takes the wind out of their sails just a wee bit, because Motherwell have a fairly tricky run before the split, I think. They've still got to play Hearts in the last day away at Tynecastle. Still got to play Hibs and Falkirk, who are obviously both top 6 sides. So is that their... Yeah, not that it was ever really a serious title challenge, but is that them kind of ruled out now? Are they almost certainty for fourth? What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Is the honest answer. I think that there is still a chance that they could break into third. I know that they've got a couple of bad results on the bounce there, but I don't feel that they're going to go on a horrendous run now, really, personally. Could be wrong. I think they were maybe hard done by in that Celtic game. The Dundee game, inexcusable. But, that Celtic game, I don't think that they should get too down about that. If anything, for the teams that have got Motherwell coming up, as you just mentioned, probably makes them slightly more dangerous, because they're more probably willing or more determined, to bounce back. So, I think they're still in for a shout of maybe splitting the Old Firm, but in terms of title race, I think it's just a little bit too much to ask.
Yeah, they're kind of out of that. There's maybe a discussion to be had, not that it's title race discussion, but there's potentially Hibs could sneak into that fourth spot. They're 6 points behind, still to play Motherwell before the split, and their other two games are against Killie and Aberdeen, who are both kind of struggling near the bottom. If Motherwell go on out of those three games that they've got, if they lose 2 or 3 of them, Hibs go on a decent wee run. You never know. And everyone's been banging on, rightfully so, about Jens Bertolascu and this Motherwell performance this season and how amazing they've been, the football they're playing, and the lack of goals that they're conceding, the few goals they're conceding, their clean sheets. It has been really impressive, but Hibs fans, some of them have been calling for Gray out and there's a chance that they could still sneak into fourth and get European football. It's mental.
Shouting for grey out's insane. Like, absolutely mental. I don't know where else they're meant to come this season. Fifth or fourth, is good for them, considering obviously you're saying earlier on about the teams that have had such a good season this season, and you're still obviously going to have the threat of the Old Firm, even though they're not tip top. But yeah, I mean, what more do Hibs fans really want? They could get fourth. They are 6 points behind Motherwell at the moment, so it is still a bit of an ask. And I do think post split, Motherwell will hold their own a little bit better than Hibs will. But I mean, it's still to play for. Yeah. I just feel that Motherwell are more likely to secure fourth or split the Old Firm and get third, rather than slip into fifth.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion.
Whether or not they do, Hibs, that I think the fact that they're still in that discussion for fourth place shows you that they've not had a bad season at all. It's so far from that. But yeah, getting back to Motherwell, Andrew thinks that they can still break into that top three. Matt, are they out the race? Are they certainly finishing fourth for you?
Yeah, I think they'll finish fourth. I think they'll consistently continue to pick up results, but I think the other teams will also. So kind of it'll tick along the sort of they'll match each other's points and they'll still stay fourth, which will be a great season for Motherwell and something to build on if their manager doesn't leave, which he might do. So I guess that's the real worry if you're sort of a team like Motherwell that has a good season and you get a good manager and then he sort of just leaves and then that's sort of it.
He won't be there next season, surely. No.
The Bodo Glimt manager will leave and then this boy will go to Bodo Glimt. That's what I'm telling you. Ask who's the Glimt. Come on. He's Scandinavian.
How deranged are Celtic fans for thinking that they're going to get that Knutson boy, by the way?
I know.
It's unbelievable.
He's going right to the very top. Spurs or something like that within the Championship.
Yeah, there's absolutely no chance. No way he's going there. I think it was Martinez they were heavily linked with last week.
Yeah, I heard that.
Which wouldn't really be arsed about. But yeah, if I were them, I'd be going all out for Askew. Their style of play. It's the way that Celtic want to play, so I think it would make sense. But it's just whether somebody comes a knocking from down south, I think.
It's so sad though for like Motherwell or clubs similar when they get like a really exciting sort of manager or signing and you sort of know that it won't last for long.
Yeah.
Enjoy it while it
doesn't happen often though, it doesn't in this league if you think about it. Like, yeah.
You're right. Then what a season for them. Just looking at defence though, like that he plays, it's mad. Like O'Donnell and McGinn with the centre half. I mean,
yeah,
like, it's just wild what he's done with that squad. So fair play to him, fair play. But next season you'll be back to Kettlewell or some other diddy like that. So sorry, Motherwell fans.
Hey, we'll get on to Killian a wee bit and Neil McCann and stuff. But I just whilst you've mentioned Kettlewell, everyone. It's nuts how people can how opinions can form on en masse. I think everyone as soon as Neil McCann came in within 4, 5, 6 games, everyone's like, oh, they're turning a bit of a corner. They look better under McCann. I just which I agreed to at the point because I saw them scoring a couple of goals. It's fucking nuts. They've been battered away by Motherwell and Rangers and Hearts. Not Hearts, Motherwell, Rangers and Falkirk, sorry, yeah. They're games that they've won, and this is before the Hearts game I'm talking about, because I had this realisation on Friday night. Because the Hearts result is phenomenal, don't get me wrong. But before that, they'd beaten at home Aberdeen and St Mirren 4-3. His points per game was worse than Kettlewell's was. They were shipping more goals than what Kettlewell was, and scoring pretty much the same number of goals as Kettlewell was per game. And yet this narrative gets formed in the press that McCann's turned Killian. Honestly. And it seems to be en masse that everyone thinks the same thing.
He's bringing it up now. After they beat bloody Heart, he's bringing it up now.
Well, that result is really good, don't get me wrong, to beat the top of the table team. But the 3 games that they've won have been at home, so that's good, he's a bit of stability. But 2 of the games that they've won at home are against lower, like bottom half opposition, Aberdeen, who were on that terrible run of form. They drew with Livingston in his first game in charge. Why is Neil McCann suddenly this guru? It's mental.
I think
Sorry.
you're probably comparing it to Kettlewell's overall form, whereas before he got sacked, they were pretty much loss after loss after loss.
Yeah, they went through a really bad run.
So I think that's not really difficult to improve. Then is it? If you get some points on the board, then it's an improvement. But he's a lot to do. I think you can see more what he's trying to do versus what Kettlewell was, doing in that role. I guess the style of play is a little bit more transparent, I guess, and yeah, he's come through a couple of pretty heavy drubbings. The Falkirk one was the worst one, obviously. The Rangers result, they go down to 10 men within the first 5 minutes. So to lose 5-1 and at Ibrox under those circumstances is not really a big deal. But yeah, I think that Falkirk result was the worst one. But yeah, I think there's an improvement. I agree with you though. The hype around that improvement has been a bit much.
It's been by everyone. We're all guilty of that as well. We've all said it.
Yeah.
And I think we just get sucked into this. To someone writes a headline or someone says something, and we all start to actually. You know what? Yeah.
I think it's more exciting. I think it's because it's more exciting football. I think that's what it is. So you're kind of buying into that a little bit more. I mean, it's nothing to compare to the likes of Motherwell, for example, but they had a bit of a sticky patch when Askew came in, had a full window, all that kind of thing. So, I'm not saying McCann is anywhere near the calibre of manager of Askew, but, I think if he gets maybe a window under his belt, it'll be quite interesting to see what he can do with the style of play he's trying to play. But, yeah, very overhyped, I would say. But saying that, great result on the weekend, and they're now in a position where they have closed the gap on 10th. So they could well find themselves out of that relegation zone or the playoff spot very quickly. So hats off to him. He's done what he's meant to do.
Yeah, if I was a Kelly fan, going into, because he's obviously not on like a caretaker basis. He's not there just for 6 months or 5 months or something. He's there on a permanent contract. Mm-hmm. I'd be shitting myself going into a full season with him in charge. Like,
really?
I've got nothing against the guy. I just don't see how he's Premiership calibre. Like I don't understand it.
He's a good talker. That's the thing. He comes
Where's
across
the
really well.
inventiveness?
Comes across really well. Obviously, because he's a media personality, he comes across well. He talks well. I think that influences people. His opinion. That when you hear a manager talk really well, smooth talker, handsome chap.
I'm just not convinced by him.
Goal scoring record unbelievable. So clearly, they're translating that to the manager.
I don't know. I wouldn't be that worried next season if I was a Kelly fan, but I mean they're expected to be bottom 6, But I mean they're not going to be flying high with Neil McCann like Falkirk are, But at the same time, I think he'll do actually okay if he gets a full window under his belt. He knows Scottish football really well. I think he's going to be quite localised in the market. I'm sure they'll shop from the usual windows. But
how much loan players can you get from Rangers in a transfer window? 3 maybe.
Well,
is there a limit?
That's it. I'm sure you'll squeeze a few of them out. But I actually think he'll be okay. I think he's done an all right job, but I don't think he's. If I was a Killie fan, I wouldn't be thinking, fucking hell, like next season's going to be an absolute disaster. I mean, at the end of the day, he has improved them,
But why would it not? I'm not criticising your opinion here. I'm just like generally, why would it not be a worry for them next season? Because, Livingston are going down, having only won 1 game all season, and St Johnstone are coming up, who under Valakari, always mispronounce his name, look like a better side than what Livy would be. And they're currently sitting second bottom. They're in a playoff spot. They probably will. I said this a few weeks ago. I still think they'll finish in the playoffs. If they survive that, they're the weakest team in the league. And for me, they've got probably the least experience. I mean, it's hard to say who St Mirren are going to have at that point, but they probably have the least experienced or the least. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like the manager with the worst CV potentially in charge in the league.
Yeah.
I just.
But the same could be said about Tony Dock when he took Dundee into the top six. You know, he had less of a CV than McCann has, and you know, he did all right. So I don't think experience is everything, but I mean, I hear what you're saying, but I do think, you know, who's going to be the shittest team in the league next season? It's a toss up between, you know, Kilmarnock, Dundee United, St Mirren, you know, most likely. So, and then who knows? I mean, Partick might come up, you know, and they'll be sort of in that bottom six kind of as well. So yeah, that'll be the mix. But I don't know. I don't think they'll be dramatically worse than, you know, Dundee United, St Mirren. You know, depending on who they appoint, I think they'll all kind of be quite competitive.
Yeah, we've kind of merged into relegation chat before we finish the title race. That's my bad for ranting
It's
about
more exciting. It's fine.
about McCann. Is there much else to? I mean, obviously we've mentioned there that McCann's Kelly beat Hearts. They're still top of the league with a gap between them and Celtic of 2 points and 3 points to Rangers. But 2 defeats in their last 5 in the league. Rangers unbeaten in their last 5 in the league. Just to compare, Celtic only with 1 loss. Going into that split, I mean, just a quick look at the fixtures as well. Rangers are at home to Aberdeen and then home to United and then away to Falkirk. Celtic are away to both Dundee clubs and then at home to St Mirren, whereas Hearts have a home game against Dundee, away to Livy and then against Motherwell. So Rangers have the easiest run-in, I think, out of the 3 teams. Then it's probably Celtic, then maybe Hearts.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, the fact that they've dropped off a wee bit in form, Shanklin's due back, I think, for that Livy game, from what I understand. Is are Celtic now back favourites for the title? Is it Rangers, Struggy? What's your thoughts on this title race?
It's hard not to get too reactive, you know, after a defeat like that, which is obviously very disappointing to lose to one of the poorer teams in the league. They have been winning 1-0 in the games they have been winning recently, which, I mean, maybe the scoreline suggests it was close, maybe it wasn't. Maybe they played better than a 1-0. I don't. It's so hard to predict. I mean, you can't really say if any of those 3 teams are going to go on a run of consistent wins. You know, like Rangers love a draw. Celtic are vulnerable at the back, but seem to be consistently getting results, whether that be 0-0 penalty wins or last minute wins. So it's impossible to say. I mean, I honestly, you can't predict results week on week. So I don't know. Like, what do you think? What do you think? I just don't know. I didn't think Hearts would lose at the weekend, and they lost. I didn't think Rangers would draw with Livingston, and they did. I mean, like 2 weeks ago it was all over, and now it's Hearts are going to fall apart. You know, I don't know. It's really difficult. They need Shanklin back. I think they need to start scoring some more goals, be more adventurous, potentially. But it must be so hard when you're in that position when you're top of the league for a team like Hearts. So
they've been in that position from day dot though, and
the closer it gets, though, the closer it gets.
Coped with it pretty well. Yeah, exactly. What's it? 8 games left, and 5 of those games are going to be post split. I think as well. Hearts have Celtic away, Hibs away, post split, and Rangers and Falkirk home. I think the Motherwell game might be away as well.
Yeah,
I'm going to go on a limb. I'll make a prediction, and I think Hearts will fall away, finish third. I think the battle in the last couple of games will be between Celtic and Rangers for the title. I think
you're taking the splinters out your arse, which was Robbo was
having
to do a lot of on last week's episode.
I'm not. I'll defiantly predict that Hearts will come third.
I think that's you've changed your mind 4, 5, 6 times throughout the last few months. You've been in different camps every time.
Yep.
Andrew, you're involved in this title race. You're sitting 3 points behind first just now. You've still got to play the 2 teams in front of you. Rangers probably are in the best form of the 3, I would say, in terms of results. I don't know. What's your take?
Well, I'm going to just get this off my chest now. Like, the media needs to get a fucking grip, like, honestly, because the amount of pressure that they're putting on Hearts at the moment is ridiculous. Like, absolutely ridiculous. Hearts are still top of the league. Like, Hearts are still top of the league. Hearts have been holding top of the league for the whole season. Hearts have been juggling horrendous injuries. They've been getting 1-0s here and there, but that's what champions do. Like, they need to... Like, the Scottish media needs to get behind Hearts and try and help them get across the line here and do something special. But it feels that everything I read is so critical, it's so doom and gloom, it's so, oh, the wheels are coming off now. Just give it a break.
That's what sells, though. That's what sells in broadcasting and media.
Yeah, understandable, fine.
They can't take a side.
Well, they can, because this is something special, and this is potentially a once in a lifetime thing. I mean, I'm a Rangers fan. Obviously, I would love to see my team win the league. Of course, I would. But there's absolutely a huge part of me that wants to see Hearts do it. At the moment, I would just be delighted if we came above Celtic. Really, like that's really that would be me happy enough. But I would like to see Hearts have a right go at this. And everyone's saying, well, they've not been in this position. They're not going to be able to get it across the line. Well, their mentality has been pretty bloody good for the whole season so far. Why are you trying to pile on so much extra pressure to them now? Like, I just honestly, it kind of stinks of that kind of England national team kind of attitude in the media. Almost it's trying to pick holes that aren't really there. Hearts have had a loss there against the team that they've dropped points against the team that they shouldn't have dropped points against. So did Rangers a couple of weeks ago. Like as Matthew said with the Livy draw, Celtic have dropped points. Like, it's going to happen. Like, and Danny Rule's consistently said, like, this is probably going to go down to the last game of the season, and it probably is. But don't try and shoot Hearts off their perch now. Like, they're doing great, and if they've got good players to come back,
what sort of headlines are they supposed to write when Hearts lose a game when they're top of the league?
Well, you can report honestly, but you don't have to say, "Oh, that's the wheels coming off now." Like, it's a loss. Yeah, fair enough. Like, but they were unlucky to lose that game. Like, it's not like they got absolutely humped by Killie. It's one of these, and anyone quite clearly in this league is capable of taking points off of anyone. It's going to be so much harder post split, obviously, but anyone still is capable. We're talking about who's got an easier run and all that. None of those games are guaranteed. Like,
no, of course.
You can't say
Yeah,
you can't say Rangers are going to pick up 9 points over the next 3 games. Like, absolutely not. And the same with Celtic. So I think it's felt like over the last week or so, it's really been piling on them, and I hope that pressure's not getting to them. But anyway, that's my rant over about the media and Hearts.
That's McInnes's job to shield them from that, and for the players to be professional, and it's tough. I get your frustration. Like, I mean, the fans and stuff shouldn't be getting involved in that, but I do also understand, like, media and broadcasters, they need to get clicks, and that's all that. If they just said Hearts lose but are still top of the table, no one's going to bother their arse.
Yeah, well,
the bubble's bursting. That's what gets people to click.
Have a go at Celtic. Have a go at Rangers. All these drawing of fucking diagonal lines offside and sending people off after you've given a penalty, and why not focus on these things rather than Hearts had a bad result? They're still top of the league. They're still 2 points clear.
Celtic winning is expected at home, and Rangers winning against St Mirren is expected. Hearts losing that game isn't expected, and they're top of the league. If roles were reversed and Hearts had beaten St Mirren and they were sitting in third, and it was Rangers that had lost at the top of the league against Killie, the headlines would be the same, I think.
So you're saying because it's expected that Celtic have cheated their way to another result, that's why it doesn't get reported?
Don't put words in my mouth. Easy take. No, it is too close to call. I can ask you again next week, the week after, and right down to the last weekend, and we're still not going to have a definite answer. It's tighter than a moose's waistcoat, as they say.
Yeah.
But very exciting nonetheless. Relegation scrap. We mentioned Stephen Robinson. He's gone up to Aberdeen and failed to pick up a victory at home to Falkirk, despite leading right up until the death. St Mirren are languishing down near the foot of the table. They've obviously lost Robinson and then lost that game to Rangers, albeit only 1-0. Will Robinson revive Aberdeen and see his old team in St Mirren go down, do you think? Was it the right move for Robinson? Obviously for him financially it's a big thing, much bigger club, but he still had St Mirren in the semi-finals of a Scottish Cup to do a historic cup double potentially. Struggy, what's your take on all matters Stephen Robinson, Aberdeen, St Mirren?
Strange timing for Aberdeen to appoint Robinson, who was like literally like right there the whole time. Just
took a long time to find Paisley on the map.
Yeah, exactly. The boys like looking about Europe and that for a fucking manager, and they go, "Oh, this Paisley got Penguins in Paisley, did they?" Nah, I mean they're getting him when his stock's like quite low. No, it seems like a bizarre timing. I don't know, man. He doesn't seem that. I mean, he's a good manager clearly, but the St Mirren team struggles to score goals, and obviously the Aberdeen team struggles to score goals. Can you get them to start scoring some goals? They also got a lucky goal on Saturday as our man Bain. He just kicked it straight to Nizzy, tapped it in. I think Aberdeen will just have enough, only because Robinson's fucked over St Mirren so badly. They're so shit this season that they won't have enough to score to overtake Aberdeen. So yeah, I think St Mirren will come 11th, unless they get an amazing manager, and I don't know, but the players seem a bit bereft of confidence. 23 goals all season is pretty pathetic, so unless the new manager comes in, changes formation significantly and gets them firing, they might do it. But I think Robinson will get a couple of wins. That'll be enough for Aberdeen, I think. Surely to God.
That's kind of all they need at this stage. They're on 30 points to avoid finishing 11th. They literally do only need 2 wins, I think, don't they?
I think he'll do well at Aberdeen
next
season. The whole thing's just bizarre. Like Aberdeen are shamble. Like this season's been a disgrace for them, and maybe it's an appointment that suits everyone, because maybe Robinson's time was up at St Mirren, so they not have to sack him, and to get a bit of compensation. Is a good thing for everyone, maybe. So it's
good timing for him in a way, because he's going to go in where he knows he's got 5 games coming up against bottom half opposition, a chance to string some wins together with a squad that shouldn't really be in the bottom 6, let's be honest. Get the fans on side, save them from a potential relegation scrap. So I get that side of it, to try and win the fans over, and then next season he gets a window, he can start again. There's no way they can be as bad next season as they were this season, especially with him in charge. He knows the league. He's going to get them winning.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Part of me thinks, just from like a sentimental point of view, you'd like to see him stick it out at St Mirren and try and get that win against Celtic and get them to another cup final. I mean, he's already a St Mirren legend, don't get me wrong, but he could have really written his name in the history books by getting to 2 finals in the same season and keeping them up. The issue with that is if he gets beat by Celtic and takes them down in the same season, then his name's kind of tarnished a wee bit. But it's back to Aberdeen. It's a disgrace, isn't it, Gildy? What's your take on that recruitment process?
One of the worst I've seen. I mean, it took months. We're all thinking it was going to get tied up end of the year. It's dragged on and on and on and on, and they've ended up, taking what's got to be one of the 2, tipped names in the league. Although, you see some of the comments on social media, and they're like, "Why are we not getting Askew?" It's like, are you fucking high, mate? Like, honestly. So, yeah, I mean, look, Robinson's been looking for a step up for a while. I remember the opening game of this season, watching his interview on Sky Sports, and he was saying how he and his coaching team, are ready for taking that step up. And he did mention quite a few times that, they're not paid all that well and all that kind of thing, and then the sort of lack of form that St Mirren have had since the League Cup final, you could tell that there was a bit of disharmony between maybe the coaching staff and the players. So I think it was the right time to go. I think rolling that dice until the end of the season would have been a huge risk. And the chances are that he could have been the guy to take them down, and his stock would have completely fallen out its arse there. But he's made the right decision at the right time. I still rate him as a manager. He's got a hell of a job there at Aberdeen. I would very much question the infrastructure above him. With how poor that recruitment process has been. As a kind of standout example, you look at the players that they brought in the summer. Yes, they've spent some money, but have they really done it wisely? So I think he's the kind of manager that you really want to have involved heavily in those types of processes. But the way that Aberdeen seems, to be set up, certainly from an outsider's perspective, it doesn't really look like they'll be relinquishing any of those kind of responsibilities to a manager or head coach kind of situation. So, I hope he does well. Aberdeen should be a good move for him, but the only problem could be just what's above him at Aberdeen. That's the only thing that might hold him back in the summer, but if he gets a good window, he could really show what he's capable of doing.
What's going to hold any Aberdeen manager back, isn't it? Like, just the infrastructure, anyone above him. They've clearly shown they're an absolute shambles. They're a disgrace. For a club with that history, that sort of finances within the goldfish bowl that is the Scottish football or Scottish top flight, to be one of the biggest names there and to be behaving like that, it just shows how tinpot they are from, above the management level there. It's a joke.
Yeah.
It's a shambles. I think Stephen Robinson is, we've all said it before, he's a very good manager. Again, I feel bad saying this, but partly maybe overhyped. I know he had that season where Motherwell got them to 2 cup finals, and finished third in the league, I think, in the COVID season.
I think it was 2 consecutive top 6. I think.
No, St Mirren, he's had a few top 6s back to back. At Motherwell, I think he'd finished 7th and 8th a couple of times, and then he got them up to third when Hearts got relegated and Hibs were miles off it, and Dundee United were down in the Championship. So he's a very good cup manager, that's clear. Done really well as St Mirren. So I'm not saying he's a bad gaffer, but I think one of those where it's maybe he might go to Aberdeen. I hope I'm wrong, because I think he's a good guy, but he might go to Aberdeen and get found out. But it'll be hard to tell whether that's him being at a big club like that, or if that's because of the infrastructure above him, like we've just said.
I just don't think so. If it is anything, it is the infrastructure above him. Like that's how I feel about it. I think if he's given the tools, I think he's ready for that step up. I mean, the guy who's been tipped for the Rangers job, like not so long ago, and you can't be
heavily
you can't
by
be tipped. No, but I mean, he was in the mix, like that.
No,
that's the thing,
I'm
So, but yeah, of course, heavily by me. I love the guy, but he's you're not tipped for that level of job if you're nowhere near it. That's the thing. So, this should be the right step for him. Aberdeen on paper as a profile should be perfect for him in terms of career progression, but I think there has to be some serious questions asked, not even in the summer, well before they get there, about how they're actually intending to run their recruitment with that director of football, because I'm not really that sure he provides. Yeah, I'm not sure he's providing any value. From what I'm seeing, I really don't understand it. Sitting in the dugout, the taking 2-3 months to appoint a manager, the Peter leaving, hanging him out to dry, bringing in Tony Docherty for a fortnight. What are you doing, man?
He's fucked off, and he's gone now.
What the fuck are you doing? Like, honestly, like he's all over the place, and I'm not just saying this, but genuinely. Like, any of the three of us could have picked Stephen Robinson to jump into that hot seat within a couple of weeks. Because he was ready to make the move months ago,
it's obvious,
and they could have done it. Like, they easily could have done it. The Falkirk CEO said a couple of times in the press there was no approach for John McGlynn. You know, like
They've
Aberdeen have got to be asking these questions. They've got to be making the inquiries, even if they get knocked back. And the CEO said, I would love John to go and take a bigger job. You know, I would never stand in his way. And still, the phone never rang. You know, so what the fuck have you been doing? Like, I think he's just been fannying about in Edinburgh Zoo or something with the penguins. Like, he's honest. I don't know what he's doing. Like, I
Call him Mr.
can't
Popper.
get my head around it. Mr. Popper, yeah.
I think it's clear that, so they've obviously had Tillene in, and they were dedicated to the fact that he was going to be this project manager, this long-term person, and he's got this really cool, this cool background, and he's obviously a foreign guy, new to the Scottish game. And if the guy that they're approaching, that Eirik Horneland fella, and then they were looking at the other German boy, Schwarz or something, when that was going Pete Tong, I think it's clear that this guy's got this vision of trying to be different and breaking the mold and bringing in new names and new faces. When there was two names staring you in the face from day dot, as soon as Tillene was binned, and didn't approach McGlynn at all, and then it took him 3 months to speak to Robinson. It's how Aberdeen fans, I don't know, maybe there are more protests than I'm aware of, but they need to be fucking having a maybe sack the board is right. Maybe sack the board needs to happen up at Pittodrie.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I just think it's that appointment particularly is a standout red flag. That's it. So they need to nip that in the bud before the summer, because if they go and spend big money again, and they've just got themselves a half decent manager and they fuck it, then they're in deep shit. They could well be in the relegation zone then. So
financially they must be getting fucked as well. With Tillene's payoff will be something, it might not be much, but then the number of players that they're bringing in and binning for not much profit, they must still be living off some of the profits from previous sales. I know McKenna went for a bit, and they've had a few other players that have gone for decent money, but Armstrong will be cheap, and they'll be, how many signings have they brought in this season? It must be 20 plus.
No.
So
quite a lot, yeah.
Aye, and they'll be getting rid of players out of contract, still in contract, and having to pay them off or not selling them for a fee. And financially, if that continues for a season or two, they'll find themselves in deep trouble.
Yeah, absolutely.
Be interesting as well as Robinson's style of play. I won't dwell too much on it, but I think he's not. Aberdeen fans, they want this attacking, expansive style of football, which you should kind of get for most of their games, especially at home. They're one of the biggest teams in the league, and Robinson's not really been that guy so far, so that could be quite interesting as well.
But Derek McInnes was never really known for his super attacking play or anything, and he was their most successful manager in modern time. Exactly, but that
that's my point. The fans need to see that.
Take a fucking improvement, eh? Like that's it. Like that's what they need. Well, the thing is, he's the perfect guy to come in because he's a steady Eddie, and he can shore things up there. If they get the recruitment right, he could shore things up, and that's what Aberdeen need. They need a bit of stabilisation. They are in risk of getting relegated. It's mental, absolutely mental. They're only 6 points off 11th at the moment. So they're not safe.
You called
not safe at all.
4 weeks ago or something. It was a 9-point gap, I think.
I'm not going to be cheering on it because I've got my main man up there now managing. So
you're a bit torn.
I'm torn, yeah.
Right, Struggy, you've been very quiet. Have you got anything else to add on this relegation scrap or anything else?
Nah. I'm worried about my own relegation scraps in the Championship, mate. My mind's on that. The Rovers in a fucking free fall.
Oh, it looks like Greenock Morton are going to overtake the Rovers.
Fucking grim stuff, like.
Diggy Emery.
That would be so good, man.
Shut up.
No, I don't want you to go down, but I mean, for Emery to leave Morton and Morton to finish above you would be brilliant.
You're insane. I agree with everything Andrew said. Obviously, it's been mad at Aberdeen. I can't see him going down though as much as he wants it. Because what was the bet again? What was the deal that he made?
Fazenda.
You him a Fazenda, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm no fancy shelling out for that fucking big bucks.
You didn't make the bet.
Oh, thank God for that. Can I get in on the bet though? Can I get a Fazenda as well?
No, I made a bet with you, but it's something else. We need to listen back.
What was it?
I think it was United. You said United would go down or finish in the relegation zone or something like that.
I don't think so.
Something like that. Anyway, yeah, we've just briefly touched on the Championship debacle. A bit of a teaser for episode 43. coming out on Tuesday the 24th, we're going to be having a lower leagues special, a deep dive into the relegation battles, the playoff spots, obviously who's top of the league, who's doing well, who's doing shit, all that jazz. We've neglected the lower leagues for a while, and we've promised that for a number of weeks. So that is coming next week, folks. So listen out for that. Watch our numbers plummet now that I've announced that. No one's going to listen to.
And we'll talk about the Old Firm for a bit as well before, as the prelude.
Just mention some token names: Andy Halliday, Henrik Larsson. Right. Finally, we did briefly mention at the start of the show that we would have a discussion about the Scotland squad. That was announced today. So I'll briefly share. I've said briefly about 6 times in the last 30 seconds, lads. I'm sorry. You need to call me out for this shit.
That's alright. Just briefly go for it.
I'll briefly go for it. So yeah, the Scotland squad was announced. For those on YouTube, you can see it. Bringing this up really because Struggy and Andrew have probably forgotten. The 3 goalkeeping options, we've got Scott Bain, Angus Gunn, Liam Kelly. Defenders, we have Grant Hanley, who has not played since I think the 1st of February and still gets in the squad above players like Halkett and Stephen Welsh. Beyond me. Jack Hendry, Dominic Hiam, Ross McCrory, Scott McKenna, Nathan Patterson, Anthony Ralston, who again can't even get into an awful Celtic team, Andy Robertson and John Suter, and Kieran Tierney. Midfield of Ryan Christie, Lewis Ferguson, Billy Gilmore, Andy Irving, John McGinn, Kenny McLean, Scott McTominay and Lennon Miller, and 5 forwards in Che Adams, Tommy Conway, Finlay Curtis for his first call-up, the 19-year-old Rangers winger, Lyndon Dykes and George Hurst. So that is for the games against Japan at Hampden and Ivory Coast down at the Hill Dickinson. What was the first thing that came to your mind, Struggy, when you saw this squad get announced earlier?
The strikers are garbage. That's my thought, mate. We won't score a goal at the World Cup. Fucking hell. That is some slim pickings, mate. Some pim slickings. That's doesn't look great, does it? What do you think?
Can't see Lyndon Dykes' name there, yeah? Just making sure you can see his name. Yeah.
Mate, we're still fucking relying on Lyndon Dykes, but 15 years later, there's no other striker that's ever done enough for Scotland. Like, no, I think the midfield's class, obviously, and they'll drive us forward as they usually do. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the forwards are a bit of a worry. I mean, I'm interested to see if you'll start Curtis. I think you surely have to play him at least one of the games, right? If you're bringing him in, someone new, similar style to Doak, I'd imagine.
I think in friendlies, pretty much everyone in that squad's going to get minutes.
Tommy Conway as well, still in the squad. Like, what the fuck? Who's he? Is he scoring for Middlesbrough? Has he ever done anything for Scotland of any note? Seeming that George Hurst boy, another fucking diddy as well. Like, done nothing in the Scotland shirt.
Yeah, I mean, Tommy Conway's playing pretty much every game for Middlesbrough, but he's not scoring much. But I think they play him maybe further out.
Yeah, maybe he could be inside forward.
He's a winger, yeah.
I mean, obviously Ralston and Hanley in the defence is surprising, but he likes who he likes, and that's fine. They haven't let us down, so you can't really argue with that. I'd like to see McKenna and the Suter start as our defensive two against, similar to the Denmark game. Do you think he's going to stick to the 4 at the back, or is he going to try a new formation, do you think, Tam?
Well, in the last friendlies last year, the shit shows that we had against Iceland and Liechtenstein, I think he tried to play 4 in one and 5 in the other, just because he wants to try different systems. There's two trains of thought with friendlies. It's, do you play your best 11 in the formation that you're going to play against a team like Haiti, for example, to try and prepare for the game, or do you rely that these boys already know what they're doing and they know the system and they know each other, so you try and bleed in some younger talent? I think the cynics of Steve Clarke are probably going to say it's the latter. You should be bleeding in new players, try and get them ready, try and get them used to the squad, and try and get them used to international football. But part of me, I can see both arguments. I think it's quite important because you only get a few camps a year. This is our second last camp before the World Cup, and I think it's important to, especially against a team like Japan, who are very, very organised and very difficult to break down, which is what a few of the teams we're going to play in the group stages are like, especially Morocco and Haiti. So I think you need to do a bit of both. Start with your strongest 11 potentially, and then bring players on to freshen things up. I personally, a few of the names I've already mentioned, Welsh maybe, Halkett could have been in with a shout instead of a Hanley at centre half. Why Ralston's there is beyond me. I've been a supporter of his when I really shouldn't have been in years gone by. But joking aside, everyone slagged off Stephen O'Donnell. Why does Stephen O'Donnell, who's playing for Motherwell and performing pretty well, why does he not get a shout? Similar ages-ish.
Agreed.
Maybe. Other boys that maybe could have got a shout, John McCracken in goals, I think would be a shout over Liam Kelly.
Oh, yeah, definitely. 100%.
Liam Kelly's not starting. John McCracken, I mean, if it wasn't for him against Dundee United at the weekend, it could have been 4 or 5-0 to Dundee United after about an hour. Gunn I get, and Bain I get. Bain's been pretty good for Falkirk. But younger players for a friendly match, like Elliot Watt in the midfield for Motherwell, and Barney Stewart as well for Falkirk, they're young lads that maybe need that experience, the same as Finlay Curtis does. So overall, you'd expect most of the squad to be there, but
that's a wee bit
few missing.
Different though, because to kind of get to one of your points, like from earlier about getting that sort of steadiness in the team, I think the midfield is not really that space to chop and change. You know, they're all players that could start. I mean, I know Andy Irving doesn't really get many appearances, but you know, he's definitely got the quality in amongst that mix, you know, to be in that squad. Forwards, I mean, you just got to hope Shankland has an absolute blinder between now and the end of the season, and then he can be possibly pushing for a starting place come the World Cup. It's just a real shame he's not getting involved in these friendlies. Just bad timing. But yeah, I think you want to be playing your best team against Celtic, maybe mix it up a bit against the Ivory Coast. But yeah, against Celtic, you probably want to have, you know, your best. Oh, sorry, I mean Japan, same thing. But you want these players like your Finlay Curtises, you know, to come on and make an impact. You know, it's a great opportunity for him. He's only 19, but you know, for you to be pushing into that squad, you need to take your chance. You know, so this is the time for Scotland fans to you know, be getting on their feet and be like, you know, fucking hell, you know, he should be up for a call up come the World Cup. That's what the kind of conversations we want to have. But I think he's got the balance right, where he's not gone too crazy with introducing too many players that aren't sort of, you know, steady eddies. But yeah, Ralston, I agree, is not. The defence is actually a worry, full stop, if I'm honest. John Souttar is really pretty mince at the moment, and he's been held out the team by Giga. So him as a starting centre back is a bit of a worry, but there's not a lot of real quality in that list there. You know, I know Patterson's starting to get some games for Everton, which is great. Andy Robertson, you know, he's obviously plenty quality and you know has actually sort of upped his performance a wee bit for Liverpool recently. But Tierney's not been great. Souttar's not been great. You know, Ralston we've covered. Hyam, you know, Grant Hanley. I don't know. There's a few of them in there that you just wonder whether we could maybe be a bit more experimental with that defensive lineup.
I don't think Ralston would be in that squad if Hickey was fit. He's just suffered another hamstring injury a few weeks ago for Brentford, and apparently is due back after the international break. So if he was there, you've got Patterson and Hickey at right back and cover from Tierney, because he's done that before for Scotland recently. Mm-hmm. Most notably in that Denmark game where he comes on and scores from that side of the pitch. So I think there's plenty covered at right back. Still, I just don't see why. Anyway, I'll fucking get over Ralston. McCrory and Hyam, these are the boys that have been in squads before. They know what it's about, which is why I'd like to think potentially if there's an injury crisis at centre half between now and the tournament, if that was to happen, I'd like to bleed in someone like a Welsh or a Halkett, just to get them around the squad and see what it's about. Because if you're going into the tournament and one or two of those main starters gets injured, you need a bit more experience. And those two boys have been around camps before. Why not let someone else get in there? Andy Irvine is the one for me in the midfield that you could drop out for the likes of a Barney Stewart or excuse me, sorry, Elliot Watt.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, it's not too far away from the squad that'll be travelling. Shanklin will obviously come back from injury. I'd like to think Gordon could hopefully come back in time and make it. I think a few of the picks that'll travel as well will be almost like thank yous from Steve Clarke to some of the players for if you're in your early 30s and you've got Scotland to a World Cup, I think you deserve to be in the squad to take you there, personally.
I think for some, yeah, but I mean, if you're taking players like Ralston for that reason, I think it's maybe inexcusable in my opinion, but yeah, the vast majority will get their chance.
Ralston's only 27, so he should, I mean, if he was good enough, he should either be playing for Celtic or move away and earn his place there. I don't think he's at the level of the other players in that squad.
Nah, agreed. It'll be interesting to see how we get on.
23rd is next Monday, so that's when we're recording our lower league episode, and then on the 30th I am not here, gents. It's just you guys, because I'm down in Liverpool for the Ivory Coast game, so we might as well put some predictions in for these two friendlies now. Why not? It's only friendlies, but score predictions for Japan and Ivory Coast. Matt, what's your thoughts on those games?
1-1 versus Japan to each team, and 0-1 to the Ivory Coast.
1 point out of 6. You're not going to get points in friendlies, but okay, a draw and a defeat. Andrew?
I will say it will be Scotland 1, Celtic 2. Last minute winner, Scotland go down to 9 men for no reason and they win the game. And then I'll say the Ivory Coast game, I think we'll get a wee cheeky 1-0. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, I fancy us more against the Ivory Coast than I do Japan. Our record in friendlies under Clarke is garbage. Really shit. So I don't particularly think we're going to get any riveting performances or any impressive scorelines. But I never back against Scotland. So I'll say 1-1, same as Struggy, and then a 2-0 win away against the Ivory Coast. I
think as long as we don't get a paste in by anyone, then it's fine. It's absolutely fine.
It's about playing, getting used to the system, getting boys into the camp, and almost getting the message into them about what system you're going to be playing in the World Cup. That's the important thing. Struggy's
exactly.
Bored to death because we're not discussing Race Rovers. See it in his eyes. Next week, son. Next week.
In a world where sponsorship is more accessible than ever, that world exists at sportsponsorship.co.uk. Whether you're interested in making a difference to your local community or further afield, or perhaps you're looking for access to tens of thousands of followers online to push your brand further than ever, get in touch with sportsponsorship.co.uk. That's sportsponsorship.co.uk.
Come on, right. Scotland. Come on.
Quiz time. Are you boys up for a wee quiz?
Yes, please.
I am, of course. Impressive.
It was gonna
last week, boys. Bit of knowledge.
What's that?
All knowledge from the guests last week. There's
some good stuff, but also a few missed open goals I felt from James in naming that team that beat Dundee 6-2. No offence, Jim.
You're listening.
This is a team quiz, you two against me for this one. I didn't prepare two graphics, I apologise. I know you like to compete against each other, but this is what we've got. So, in front of you, if you're watching, is a graphic in a 4-3-3 formation, and between 2006-2007 to last season, 24-25, all the Scottish Premier League or Scottish Premiership Team of the Seasons. So the goalkeeper position has appeared in 5 Team of the Seasons. The defender on the right side has appeared in 6. Centre half is 4, 3, 3, etc. So between 06, 07 and last year, the most appearances in a top flight Team of the Season.
Okay.
That's what I'm getting you guys to guess. I'll give you 12 guesses, so you get 2 incorrect answers to give. And
all right.
Crack on.
Scott Brown's got to be in there, isn't he?
Aye, Scott Brown, son. Top class.
Yeah.
Scott Brown, good start. Well done.
Callum
James
McGregor as
Tavernier.
well.
Yep. Go, Cam McGregor.
This could be over before it started.
Tav.
McGregor is correct, and Tav is correct. Yep.
Shankland.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Shankman.
Shankland
I think
is
he'll
wrong.
be for 3.
Great. Brilliant.
Okay.
Great start there. Thanks, Andrew. Well done.
So that's one of your lives gone.
2006 to 2025. Chris Boyd?
Yeah.
Is that a final answer? You both locked in on that?
Yeah, Boydie.
He scores a lot of goals.
I'm just having a look. Shankland's only been in 1 Team of the Season. You wouldn't Adam and Eve it. I think he spent a lot of time in his Championship, didn't he? Boydie is correct. Well done.
What about KT at left back for his time at Celtic in the amazing squad under Rogers?
So they've done,
treble,
he's done
treble,
it 3
treble.
times.
Yeah, defo man. He's been.
Yeah, it's got to be him, isn't it?
KT.
KT's correct. Well done. There are 2 other defenders that could have gotten into this back line. I'll fill you in once you've guessed all your guesses.
Who's like the goalie is Craig Gordon, you reckon?
And also one of the centre halves wasn't predominantly a centre half. I've just tried to shoehorn him in.
Gordon's at Celtic, Hearts in Celtic and then back to Hearts. Unless you're thinking like McGregor.
Gordon or McGregor, but I was just trying to remember when Gordon came back.
He was in Rogers. Let's go McGregor. What do you reckon? Yeah, we'll go McGregor.
Jagger.
Yeah. Is it all just old firm players or what?
No comment, sir. No
Great.
clues from me.
Who was good when Rangers were in League 2? Anyone?
That's not going to help you.
No.
Can't really help us, yeah.
Which other teams you mean?
Yeah, which other
I thought you meant
teams?
which
Yeah.
Rangers players.
Like, I can't really think of anyone that played for anyone else. Apart from the old
Declan
firm.
John.
Declan John.
Plays for St Mirren now.
Van Dijk, was he there long enough? I don't think so. Marvin Andrews.
How long was he there for?
2 years,
I think he might. I think he might be there for the 3, but not the 4.
That's like 2 maybe.
Just a reminder for the listeners who don't have the graphic, we've got McGregor so far in net, so we've got Tav at right back, Tierney at left back, 2 centre halves missing. In midfield 3, we've got McGregor and Brown so far, we're missing 1 in that position. And the front 3, we've got Boyd up front.
What about Lee Griffiths, mate?
2 other forwards.
Lee Griffiths.
I think that's a good shout, actually. Lee Griffiths, yeah.
Lee Griffiths, please
Final answer?
Go with that. Yep.
It's wrong.
Oh,
Griffiths only appeared in 2 Premiership or SPL Team
Some
of the
rest, he's
Seasons.
got a little Griffiths, fair play. What about James
No more
Forrest?
lives to lose.
Forrest been there every single season?
Oh, surely, like
He's been about 15 years.
over about 20 over 20 years, just about 19 years or whatever it is.
I know.
Those 2006 to 25. Yeah, let's go for. I think that's a good shout.
James Forrest.
James Forrest.
Now, interesting,
Oh, go. Here we go.
because he's down on the system as a midfielder, so I'm not going to take a life off, because he had 3 appearances in the Team of the Season, and if he was a forward, he'd be in there. But he's classed on the system as a midfielder, so you're not getting that one, but I'm not going to take a life off.
He's a winger.
It's not game over.
Yeah.
So forward like strikers,
struggling,
like basically like
Yeah, the 3
SD.
forwards are all strikers, yeah.
Kenny Miller, Nazy. What about
Naismith is a good shout.
Morelos?
Buffalo Soldier.
Who was good for Gerrard's Rangers?
Yeah, Alfredo Morelos was good for Gerrard, Caixinha, Clement,
Caixinha.
probably. I think that's not a bad shout, to be honest, but I'm trying to think who was
Well,
at
like
Celtic
Joe
at the same
Ledley,
time.
Gary.
I'll give you
yes,
Fredo.
Thanks.
There
Well
we
done.
go.
What about like the Celtic team under Lennon, like Joe Ledley or Georgios Samaras?
I don't know if he was there for 4 years, though, midfielder. I'm struggling with that for 4 years. It's
So
a tough
far,
one.
4 Rangers players, and 3 Celtic players.
Chris Commons.
Yeah,
maybe?
interesting.
Chris Commons is a good shout. Yeah, he's a good shout.
Centre
Really
half.
struggling with these centre backs.
Oh. Who's
The
been-
Centre back with 3 next to their name is a wee bit older. We're going back more into the sort of noughties, early 10s, and was predominantly a left back, not a centre half.
What's that? A Papach?
Papa Sasach, well done, sir.
Nice one. I didn't expect him to be in there.
Not a centre half anyway, Tam.
Yeah, I know, but the other 2 boys that I've missed out, they also had 3 appearances, same as Tierney and same as Papach, were Shea Logan and Stephen Whittaker, but understandably I can't squeeze them into the team, so they've honourable mentions they were, which is why Papach has gone in at centre half. There's only 1 centre half in this
Is there any non-Old
Papach has
Firm
played
players? Can you tell us?
centre back. No comment.
Still no.
That's-
I've helped you
yeah.
enough.
Davy Weir.
Oh,
Is that too early?
when did he?
He was around the same time as Papach and Boydie. But was he there for 4 years?
Yeah, no. Is there?
I don't know about that. I'm struggling. I'm really struggling. Ledley's a good shout.
Gary Hooper?
Kevin Thompson, thinking about maybe.
Hoops.
Gary Hooper, yeah, that's it. Gary Hooper's a great shout. I'll
Yeah.
go with that.
Gary Hoops.
Yeah.
mate. Gary
Hooper,
Hoops.
Yeah.
final answer.
Yep.
Yeah, go for it.
Wrong. Not hovering his mouse.
It's because I'm on a Wikipedia page. Sorry.
Ah.
Gary Hooper is incorrect. I'm afraid. Sorry.
bastard. He bloody hovered over it.
You could have had defender,
Right, here we go.
Celtic player, recent. Cameron Carter-Vickers, 4 years on the spin.
Jesus.
Nonsense. He's been there 4
Midfield.
years.
2 players you could add here. We're giving you the point for either
Atati.
Graham Shinney
Shinney.
or Stephen Davis.
Stephen
Oh.
Davis.
Shinmeister.
And your last forward of Motherwell fame
Michael Higdon.
for Celtic and Dundee
Scott
United,
McDonald.
Scott
Ah.
McDonald.
Of course.
Shite
It's
team.
a team of 6 Rangers, if you're going to include Davis there, and 5 Celtic.
What was
Or
that
if
tell
you
you?
squeeze Sheeny in, it's 5-5-1. But there you go. It's a failure for you lads, unfortunately. Very tin pot quizzing.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Another win for the house.
Brutal. So close, but yet so far.
Womp womp. Just under the hour and a half mark for episode 42 of Tinpot. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for listening. Thanks for liking and sharing. We had a fair few comments on the Dundee Derby special. Thanks for that. It was very interesting to read a few of your thoughts on potential new formats and yeah, just your thoughts on Ewan and James's input. They were fantastic guests. Hopefully they'll be back at some point.
Great.
Yeah.
But yeah, until then, any parting words from you gents?
Like, share, subscribe, leave a wee comment. Tell us your thoughts. We want to
Yeah.
hear them.
Yep. Get your meal deals before they go over £4. That's all I can say.
Yeah, tell us what
Get
your
bulk-
meal
get
deal
bulk-
is.
Get bulk buying your meal deals and store them in your garage for apocalypse.
World War 3.
Yep.
Get to Greg's.
Get
They
them
do
in
a
a
meal
bunker.
deal, a baguette, a sausage roll, and a drink for a £5.
Not Greg's. They finger their sandwiches.
Yeah, they still taste good.
I've seen it.
Thanks, folks. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.